Soup from Christmas Dinner. William Hovey Smith, 2023.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And this is the day after Christmas. Guests have left. Dishes are in the sink. And we have the remains of turkey here. The carcass, legs, thighs, and what to do with them. Well, one thing I do with these turkeys is we make a turkey soup. Now this soup is a pretty free form kind of thing. And what I do is I boil the carcass and get the meat off the bones, take what leftover vegetables I have from the meal, add those, tomatoes, maybe so, maybe not, greens, maybe so, maybe not, but in other words, make some rice and add that to the soup, and so we have something to eat on for basically off and on the rest of the year. Several advantages in this. One, I can control the amount of salt in the soup. Two, this has no preservatives and additives in it other than what's in the turkey itself that I can't do anything about. And supposedly this particular bird had none. Well, according to Kroger at least. And so this is what we're going to start with. I've got a big pot up on the stove and it's heating. And we're going to boil these bones first, get those out, and then start adding vegetables and other things and tasting along and make it exactly like what we would want to have it. Add some jalapenos, for example, a little bit, like it a little bit warm. Some peppers of various sorts, yeah, those are good. And so, every year this batch of soup comes up something different, which is good. So we're going to get started. These are big bones, so it requires a pretty big pot. Okay. Some celery and onions were cooked inside the turkey, and those go inside too. Eyeball, leg, and wing. While the carcass is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and cut up these vegetables. Celery is something I buy maybe twice a year, so we're going to go ahead and use all of this in the soup and add some garlic, also some jalapeno, an onion, and a couple of leftover tomatoes. So we get all of these used in the soup. We have our vegetables cut up. Now the knife I'm using is one of my own designs from Hovey's Knives of China. And this is a knife I developed from ancient bronze patterns. Now the particular knife, the one on the back, is beveled only on one side, so it cuts a straight line through materials. Now I no longer am actually selling these knives, but I do have blanks left. And the one in the foreground is a stainless steel blank of the same blade. And this one is available for, say $10 plus shipping or so, if you're interested in making up your own knife. If you want such a thing or use it to pattern your own, you're certainly welcome to it. And I have other designs as well, some 80. So if you're interested in buying some of these blanks or using them as pattern pieces, you can contact me.
Support this channel by buying my outdoor books, all of which contain recipes, business books, and novels. And here you see some of my more recent ones. My most popular outdoor book is Backyard Deer Hunting, and this is a primer for anyone who wants to hunt deer close to home, inexpensively, and it also covers and has recipes for other kinds of wild game like turkeys and wild hogs. Make Your Own Job Anytime, Anywhere, at any age is a business book for everyone, and it means exactly what it says. If you need to make money right now to pay the rent, well, I'll tell you how to do that. Real Wealth is a primer for those just entering the business world, and is written specifically for teenagers and others who want to get started, and it examines what wealth is and how to get it and keep it. Death Do You Part, an American family meets their Sicilian cousins, traces the adventures of a Louisiana family of Sicilian origin who goes to their home island, and when they arrive on Monday, they find out that their two sons will be married to women they never heard of on Friday, or none will leave the island alive. The Goldfarb Chronicles takes a family from Detroit, and they have a very difficult delivery with a new baby, and they move during the worst snowstorm in decades, where they're trapped with both sets of in-laws, their movers, a pregnant dog, and a Syrian refugee family. The guys then go on an adventurous experience in West Texas, where they're captured by bandits and ransomed, and then at the end, some of the family members go on trial for capital murder. And this trial will be completed in 4 days, and they will be set free, hanged, or shot.
At this stage, we have a stock, a few pieces of turkey, as well as the vegetables I've already added. And you see the cooked celery in there that was in the bird originally, which is fine. So, we're going to now add our gravy, which was left over, which has a lot of fat content in it. Okay. And we're going to let our rice get started here. Everything else has been cooked and will be added. So from here, it'll actually go on pretty fast. We're now done with the bone picking stage. And we have several categories of material here. Now this is the meat that's going to go back in the soup. And I throw in the wishbone just for good luck. This little pile here is skin and fatty material, and that's going to go on top of the dog's food. This is small pieces that'll go back in the soup. And then these are long, crackly bones that I really don't want to give my dogs. And these are bones that they can take outside and chew. Things are now coming up to a good rolling boil. And I've added the succotash, and I've added the string beans that were left over from the meal. So this is what the solids are looking like. Now the rice is done. So okay. So now it's time to take a bowl and taste it and see what we really have if we had to add any additional seasonings. Well, what do we have here? We have a fairly thin soup. You can see the components: rice, butter beans, string beans, onions. Okay, got a little jalapeno with that one. Pork from the string beans. Pepper. The rice is done. Definitely needs salt and pepper. Well, I started cooking at 8:30 and it's now noon. We've accomplished some things. We put up our Christmas dishes. We washed the rest of them, so we got that done. And we have cooked turkey soup. We have also consolidated a lot of containers out of my refrigerator. So now that helps. Now let's see what we have here. I added about a tablespoonful of salt to that. I still can't say that I taste any. Feel a little heat from the jalapenos, very little. This is a southern cornbread dressing, and I think I'm going to use it to thicken. I have previous recipes where I tell you how to make this, but basically it's cornbread, biscuits, onions, celery, and the drippings from cooking the turkey. Yeah, I'm going to thicken the soup with this. That definitely improved it. So the dressing is going to go in the soup pot, a little more salt, and we're going to call that one good. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.